Exclusive Storm Tracker Doppler weather with meteorologist Chase Ward.
Starting off all clear and quiet. That cool dry air has not been able to settle in just yet. Winds have been mostly come out of the north. The frontal boundaries kind of passed just down to our southeast, and of course that cool dry air will lag behind it. So it's still going to allow these temperatures to still kind of push a little bit into those upper 80s for this afternoon. But overall we are expecting dry conditions. Looking at Doppler radar, not tracking anything at 5:44 this morning. Here's a live look in downtown El Dorado, where the skies are still clear and winds are still calm, and like the rest of the ArkLaMiss, temperatures are still mid-60s. Right now El Dorado Airport reporting a temperature of 67 degrees, Dewpoint 61, winds still calm out the north. Monroe's also at 67, Camden's at 68, 71 over Monticello, and 63 degrees just over in Ruston. Now Dewpoints, you can see still in the lower 60s, but that dry air, it's not too far away, mostly further north in Arkansas. We're going to kind of watch that dry air just slowly sink in. It's going to lag behind the front, but not enough to help keep us from these temperatures still above average. So bus stop forecast, we're in the mid-60s this afternoon. We'll continue with the sunshine and then push above average into the upper 80s. Now from Monticello to Camden, you might get a little bit of cool air, but not enough. It's still going to be mid-80s for your daytime highs. Here's a look at that frontal boundary. Still sitting this down to our south. We got high pressure going to be settling in across parts of Missouri and keeping the winds northerly. And of course this will kind of influence our weather pattern here in the short term and also looking a little bit long term towards the start of the weekend. Now with that drier air sinking in, it does kind of elevate the fire threat a little bit. We are definitely behind on our rainfall totals, and the forecast looks to stay mainly dry. We got moderate drought conditions already in South Arkansas, extending a little bit into parts of Louisiana. Probably wouldn't be surprised if it gets extended a little bit with a new drought update that will happen on Thursday, because like I said, no rainfall between now and then, and not looking like it as we head into the weekend. So moving forward, that frontal boundary stays down to our south, high pressure to our north. That frontal boundary is really what's going to kind of keep Hurricane Milton heading to the east out towards Florida and not taking any type of northerly track. So we'll be kind of spared any of that type of influence, and probably won't be seeing any tropical influence at all from it, because the frontal boundary moves off to the east. High pressure continues to push further south, keeping our weather pattern quiet, at least here short term and even long term a little bit as well. Now winds will probably pick up a little bit later on this afternoon. We might see just a few pop-up clouds near that frontal boundary further southeast, and then tonight that cool dry air will be in place and we will begin to fall down to the mid-50s. May not rule out some upper 40s from El Dorado to Camden, and then through tomorrow we'll be trending upper 70s and lower 80s. So quite pleasant, you know, now that we're going to October. We've been waiting on this cooler dry air, but like I said, because we ain't got any rain, that dry air does elevate the fire threat, lower those northerly winds that we'll be picking up. Now a quick look at the tropics. We got a lot ongoing, but right now all eyes are on Hurricane Milton, which has strengthened to max winds of 100 miles per hour. Will continue its easterly track and could strengthen even more so by the time it makes it to around the Tampa Bay area of Florida, and then it will push on towards the Atlantic, definitely causing some major problems once again for the state of Florida. But like I said, no direct impacts from Milton for us here in Louisiana or the rest of the ArkLaMiss. But anyhow, 89 degrees for this afternoon. Tonight we'll fall to the mid-50s, staying clear and trending cooler. Tomorrow also cooler, as lows will be mainly in the lower 80s, and then throughout the rest of the week staying mainly dry, but probably warming back a little bit above average, and dew points might be back on the climb as well over the weekend into early next week.